Welcome, everyone, to episode 357 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Will.
Just me and Will today. Though, if you... I'm having trouble with Facebook, okay? So I posted what we were going to be recording, blah, 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 and it's just not going to people. And it's very frustrating because I think only like maybe less than a quarter of our listeners and viewers and likes on Facebook got the information that we were recording tonight, but also that me and Will and possibly Eric and Corey are going to be playing Fortnite after the stream. So I don't know what a better way to get information out will be, but I'm going to try to post more like updates like that on Twitter. I'll still put them on Facebook, but it's just frustrating that people aren't getting them. But our topic for today is going to be our E3 predictions episode. I wanted to get out ahead of every other gaming industry gaming media outlet covering E3 and their predictions. So that's why we're doing it a little earlier this year than previous years. But it's also going to be kind of a preview because some of the stuff is already leaked. Some of the stuff is going to be obvious that stuff they're going to talk about. So
I actually know none of the things that have leaked. So.
Okay, yeah, there's been a handful of leaks of stuff, and then other things are obvious, without it necessarily being leaked. Nintendo's going to talk about Smash Brothers at E3, like that's just obvious, so that doesn't really count as a prediction, but more of a preview. So that's gonna be our main topic. Do you have anything you want to tease for later on in the episode, Will?
I played a little Hyrule Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how much I'll say about it because it's kind of a game that we've talked about a ton.
Yeah.
In the past, so I played that. I think that's about it, really. I finished up school, so now I can finally start playing video games again.
Okay, awesome. I didn't play anything new. I started playing Mario Kart again, Mario Kart 8. Played more Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle and a little bit more Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Nice.
So that's what I'm going to be talking about briefly during what we played. Before we get into the topic, I just found this out right before we started. Not sure if you're familiar with Total Biscuit, Will?
Yeah, I know the name, yeah.
Okay, he passed away today.
Really?
Yes, he has been fighting cancer for a few years now. He was not doing well. He actually retired from games criticism. He announced that a couple weeks ago, and he was just going to focus on doing co-op games with his wife and stuff, as because his cancer treatments just weren't working anymore. So he knew he didn't have long to live. It's actually his podcast, the Co-optional podcast, was the only one I ever listened to and watched. So it was very sad for me to hear that. He had just gotten good news a couple days ago that something an operation that they had done was going to relieve some of his pain that he was going through. And then, like I said, when I was doing notes like half an hour ago, I just read that he had passed today. So
at 33.
33, yeah, which is that's what bothers me about it even more. Not just that I followed his show and some of the stuff that he did. He's younger than I am.
Yeah,
which is crazy. So that really bothered me. Right before we started, it's kind of a downer.
Didn't he win a couple years back? Like they have the gamer category in the award show.
Yeah, trending gamer.
Trending gamer.
I know he was nominated. I don't know if he actually won or not.
Or was that the year like Gersman won or whatever?
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was no, it wasn't Gersman. It was. Was it Kyle Bosman that won it the same year Total Biscuit was nominated?
Let me see.
Yeah, I guess we could look it up. We have this thing called the internet.
Let's see. Total Biscuit is up.
He did win. Beardless said he did win. So
okay. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
That's awesome. So that's a shame though that we lost somebody so young. That's just you hate hearing that. Like cancer is the worst thing.
Yes, it is
on the planet, and it sucks seeing people get killed from it.
Yep. So. Not to start off the podcast on a somber note, but I did have to bring that up. So, so on to our E3 preview predictions episode. So these are going to be in order. I'm not covering some of them. Devolver Digital, I have no idea what to expect from there, so we're not going to be talking about that one. I will mention when it is. And then the PC Gaming Show, I don't know. Like, they just do random stuff, so I also don't have any predictions for that one. So the first one is EA, which is going to kick off the press conference few days here, and they will be Saturday, June 9th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's what, 2.5 weeks from now, 3, I don't know, doesn't matter. So it's obvious we'll see Battlefield 5. They just announced a bunch of details about it. That will be in there. I don't think there's any question about that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, we'll probably see stuff for FIFA and Madden, which I also hate. I hate seeing sports games at E3. I haven't cared about a sports game in a very long time. It just feels like a waste, you know?
Yeah, it's for them to fill time.
Especially games like that come out every single year and aren't that different from one another. They just don't need to have those there, you know?
Exactly. In my opinion, I feel like it sucks these games do so well because they're going to keep showing it off because they keep doing so well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, like, nobody really honestly cares about it, but because the mainstream buys these games, it's just they're going to keep showing them off.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm predicting, though, we'll see something from the rumored Star Wars game.
Really?
Yeah. I think so. I think it's, I don't know. I can't remember what studio is working on it, but I do think we'll see something. It's the open world kind of action RPG one. I think we'll see something from that at E3.
Interesting.
Yeah. Obviously, we'll see a lot of Anthem.
Oh my god, yeah, that's their big.
That's their big game coming out in the fall. It's also one that I don't care about. I don't know how you feel about Anthem, Will.
I'm actually intrigued, but I'm not holding out any hope for anything too interesting. Mm-hmm. I think it'll just be. Honestly, EA's press conference is the worst to predict on because it's so surface. We know what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
So a game like Anthem, I just don't have that high up expectations for of seeing anything cool.
Yeah.
And even if it does look cool, it might not turn out to be cool. So
right.
It's one of those games where I'm gonna be in a wait and see kind of mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not that interested in it. The whole looter shooter. Beardless says Respawn is the one making the new Star Wars game, and he also would like to see that at E3. Definitely, that's the thing that EA has that I'm actually interested in. All the other stuff, I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think for my bold prediction, I think we will see something Dragon Age. I think they will announce the next Dragon Age game. Probably just a teaser trailer. I can't imagine they would do like gameplay at this point, but I think we will get teased a Dragon Age coming out next year.
I like that prediction, Dan.
It's an optimistic prediction, but
it's time, right?
Yeah, it's been a few. What was Dragon Age 2013, 2014?
2014 because it launched shortly after the consoles came out. Oh man.
I know that I bought.
I'll look.
It might have been 2015. I know I bought Dragon Age for the PS4. It was 2014. Beardless has this covered in the chat. Yeah, it was 2014. I bought that actually for PS4, but I was so unhappy with the performance and the frame rate and the look of it that that's part of the reason I traded in my PS4 and I bought Dragon Age on PC, and it looked 1,000 times better. So.
Okay. Yeah. Dan, that's a really good one.
Yeah, like I said, most of my predictions are optimistic in nature and not pessimistic. Well, luckily,
I'll be honest. Like, I don't have a bold prediction for EA because I forgot about the Star Wars game, and after that, like, I don't know what they have cooking.
Yeah, not much. I'm really not interested in much of what EA has other than the Star Wars game. They haven't shown, at least to me, that they can handle having Star Wars as being the sole Star Wars game creator.
Yeah.
Battlefront. I know Battlefront 1 was very shallow. I guess Battlefront 2 was a little bit better, but still suffered from a lot of the game industry flaws of the unlocking skins and slow progression and all that junk, microtransactions. Hey, Valerie. What's going on? Go ahead.
I will say they might have some cool indie games, maybe, because they had a good track record with some indie games.
Yeah. What was that co-op one that came out? Get Out?
A Way Out.
A Way Out, yes. Because that was EA. I mean, they didn't make it, but they published it. So, yeah, I hope you're right. Microsoft is up next. Microsoft, Sunday, June 10th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. This one is supposedly 2 hours long. Oh my.
Wow.
They've got a lot to talk about, which is good. Microsoft is obviously behind in this generation of consoles. So I think we'll see the next Forza Horizon game. That's not a bold prediction at all. Walmart apparently leaked that Gears 5 is in the works, so they'll probably talk about Gears 5. However, I am predicting we're going to see something from the new Fable game. I don't think it's going to be...
Dang it.
Was that your prediction?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say the Fable will be the one that...
I'm sure we'll see at least a mention that they're working on it, because a lot of people have been asking for Fable. They just handed it off to the Forza Horizon developer, whose name I can't think of right off the bat, or right off the cuff. But yeah, they're supposed to be the ones working on it. So I at the very least we'll see something about it.
Do you think we see something from the corpse of Crackdown 3?
Crackdown. I don't know what to think about Crackdown 3. I really don't.
I don't either. This game's probably dead with the swimming with the fishies, kind of like with Scalebound.
I don't think it's dead. I think they'll still release it, but I don't think it's going to be what they built it up to be. I think it's going to release quietly.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get shuffled to the side right away,
People will forget about it.
Yeah. I'm also expecting Halo for PC.
Yeah.
Possibly the Master Chief Collection. Hopefully the Master Chief Collection. That's even one I would buy, as much as I hate the Xbox app in the Windows Store and buying games through there. I really wish they would release their stuff on Steam, but as much as I hate those things, I would probably still buy this just to play through the old Halo campaigns again.
I bet we also get Halo 6. It'll be something small. It won't be big. It'll be a little teaser trailer.
Halo 6.
But everybody will know that it's Halo.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll say, coming. What's next year? 2019.
2019, yeah.
So that'll be my guess.
Here is my bold Microsoft prediction, though. They are going to announce the new Xbox system coming out early next year.
I guess if it's a 2-hour presentation, because if you think about it, what do they have to show? I mean, gag me with Gears of War 5.
Yeah.
But Halo, yeah. Other than that, maybe Red Dead Redemption 2.
They'll have a slew of indies that they'll talk about. But I really think they're going to go the Nintendo route. Obviously, the Xbox One is way behind the PS4 in sales. It's probably not going to catch up at this point. They've not done a great job of securing as many exclusives. I should say as many. I shouldn't. Their exclusives aren't low quality, because Forza Horizon was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't have the quality and number of exclusives that the PS4 does. So I think they're going to pull a Nintendo. I think they're going to reboot the console early. They'll announce whatever the next Xbox is coming out early next year. It'll be fully backwards compatible with the Xbox One. Games, controllers, all that stuff will work on the new console, I believe. That's my bold prediction.
That's the directions we went for bold predictions are very different. You went that route, and we might see a new Fable.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll at least hear from Fable.
And you know what? Your thought is actually, I don't want to get excited. It's actually a good thought, because Microsoft could get ahead of this, because Sony announced, I think the other day, that they're 3 years off.
3 years
out. 4 years
yep.
off from their next console. So if Microsoft releases it maybe next year, or even the year after, they have a full year to 2 years of time to get ahead of the game. So that is, that would be huge. The best way to get people an install base is just do it early.
Yeah, absolutely. So. And I think, because Phil Spencer kind of took over after the mess of the Xbox One launch had already happened. He kind of corrected the ship as much as he could, but I think it's time for him to to helm the launch of a console himself, you know, because he's the one that even made, in my opinion, that made the Xbox even worth having. You
Definitely.
know, with he was the one that pushed the backwards compatibility, and you know, that got the handful of exclusives that they do have. You know, I think he's the reason why Xbox was able to turn it around. So
might explain a lot with why you were not seeing any games really.
Yeah, they're saving them for the next one.
Yeah, honestly, that could be. And like they're like, maybe they could churn out another Halo and Gears of War for this one to get some sales, and then have the bigger, like, newer games, like groundbreaking games for the next console.
Yeah. Beardless says that EA will probably show some of their games at Microsoft conference. He's absolutely right. I actually heard that Microsoft has the sole advertising rights for Battlefield 5.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So there will definitely be some EA stuff at Microsoft. And FIFA specifically could have a sizable chunk in the Xbox presentation. 2 hours is a long time. So
that really is. What do they usually go, an hour?
I want to say an hour, 90 minutes tops for the big three. I mean, Nintendo's are usually like 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough to say. So that's Microsoft. Next up is Bethesda. They're also Sunday, June 10th at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Rage 2 has already been leaked and not quite announced, but
it was announced.
Did they announce it?
Yeah, I think
okay.
They announced it.
Okay. I don't know if they're going to wait until E3 to announce it, but Walmart spoiled that. So it was leaked early, and then yeah, I think it was officially announced, or was it early this week, or maybe late last week? I think we'll see. So there'll be stuff for that. Obviously, I think we'll see a Wolfenstein 2 expansion or standalone game, much in the vein of the first Wolfenstein with what was it, the Old Blood, and something else that are like standalone games for.
Yeah, I think it was Old Blood.
Yeah, so I think we'll see something like that. I think we'll learn of the existence of Elder Scrolls 6 in this year's E3.
It is the Old Blood, and I do agree with that statement, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know what? I hate Bethesda. I've been very honest with you guys about that for the past, year and a half at this point, 2 years?
Yeah, it's been a little while.
But I think they have an awesome E3.
Okay.
And I'm not saying Rage 2. That does nothing for me.
Right. See, I really liked Rage, so I was somewhat excited about the Rage 2 announcement.
I think there's potential there, but because I didn't like the first game very much, I'm kind of ambivalent about the second one. If I see some gameplay with the new one that I think is pretty interesting, I could be on board.
Yeah.
But I think I've got a lot of predictions. I'm going to just toss them out. You're right. I think we learned about the existence of the new Elder Scrolls game coming out within a year, something like that. I think we get a new Obsidian Fallout game.
Oh.
And I also think in lieu of that, we get a Fallout 3 remaster.
Okay.
So
done in the engine for Fallout 4, which would be awesome.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. I think if they go guns blazing like this and stagnate the releases a couple months apart to a year apart, I think those 3 games right there could do a lot for Bethesda and possibly bring me back into being a fan, unless they really botch the Obsidian Fallout and the new Elder Scrolls. I'll be incredibly disappointed.
I mean, the only issue with the Obsidian Fallout was it was jankier than your typical Fallout, but I don't think they would screw it up, you know.
No, if Bethesda's not shadow developing, then I think it'll be an awesome game. I think they wrote one of the best Fallout games. I still think 3 in New Vegas or 1, 2, or 1A, 1B. I think they're phenomenal games. I don't really like to pick a favorite. But if you read online, a lot of people hold New Vegas in extreme high regard.
Yeah.
So, I really think this game could be something. Ooh. If that's even true.
I hope you're right. That sounds
I'm talking
awesome.
about like it was announced.
Yeah.
So
that would be great. That would be great. I mean, I don't know what Obsidian's working on now. They released Pillars of Eternity, so maybe they've got some free time to do a Fallout offshoot.
Yeah, I don't know how big of a studio Obsidian is. I don't know if they can house multiple projects. This could be something that they've been working on
For
with a small team for a while, and now like because they finished the Pillars of Eternities, they're shifting all their focus on it because there's going to be an announcement. With that being said, I bet we get more Fallout 4 VR and Skyrim VR and Skyrim on your Roku.
Skyrim on mobile devices.
Yeah,
on
and you know what?
iOS and Android.
I'm just gonna prepare for it because that way I won't be mad.
Okay.
So that's what's really gonna be announced, and we're not gonna get a Fallout 3 remaster, a new Elder Scrolls, or new Obsidian.
Right.
Fallout.
Okay. Yeah. So that's Bethesda. Devolver. I have no idea what to expect from Devolver Digital's press conference. Apparently, it's going to be batshit crazy like it was last year. I don't remember watching it last year.
Yeah, what was
I
it?
didn't get to watch as much E3 last year because the twins were still little babies and I still didn't sleep for weeks at a time. So life's a little more stable now than it was at that point. So the screaming lady. See, I missed all that. I'm gonna have to watch all that stuff again for Devolver. Apparently, they said there would be probably blood and some murders on stage. Don't know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, what is this?
I don't know. Well, Devolver Digital, they do a lot of indie games. I'm trying to. They did like Hotline Miami.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Yeah, they're an indie publisher, I guess. So. Moving on to Monday, June 11th, Square Enix kicks it off at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. We will no doubt see stuff about Shadow of the Tomb Raider that's coming out in September. I'm pretty sure we'll see some Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff. That's supposed to be, I guess, coming out soon. I don't know.
Some point.
Yep.
2023.
That's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah,
remaster.
It is.
I think we'll see some Octopath Traveler stuff. Too,
Definitely.
Since that's a Square Enix game. That'll probably be on Nintendo's too, but.
So, I actually have a high expectations for this one. I kind of think we will see something from Final Fantasy VII. That's probably fool's gold. I think that
release date.
Man,
episode 1, 2021.
That's probably what it'll be. So I'll probably forget about it at that point anyway. So you're right with Kingdom Hearts 3. The bold prediction I'm throwing out here, Dan, Final Fantasy Tactics 2, a legit sequel.
2, okay. See, I just had my prediction was Final Fantasy Tactics on Steam, the old one on Steam.
Maybe they'll do a tandem.
Maybe
because for whatever reason, their like gameplay and like art has come out from the second game that never came to fruition.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of like stealth marketing to get it into people's minds.
Well, it's the same thing with Pokemon, with like all of the old designs that were being showed off, and like a supposed Gorochu, which is an evolution to Pikachu. Like, you know, I find this stuff all to be curiously timed. That we would now, after, I mean, what, Tactics came out in 96, 95?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Like, why all of a sudden are we seeing anything about that game?
Yeah.
A potential remake, and I don't know. I just find it curious. So I think we get a Tactics legit sequel.
Okay, I like it.
Bold.
Yeah, that is bold prediction. I like it. I have nothing else for Square Enix. The game developers or game publishers, it's hard to know like what they have cooking. I feel like they're a little bit better at keeping secrets and are harder to predict than the big three, if you will.
Yeah. By the way, did that Walmart leak? Like, was that true? All of that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they properly predicted Rage 2, and then the Rage marketing team went and corrected their leak. And I guess some of the Bethesda executives had a back and forth on Twitter, saying that this is why they can't have nice things.
Well, because there was a lot of crazy stuff in there. Like there was a
Borderlands 3. Yep. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but that will come out at some point. You know.
Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but I saw that. I think it was a 2K financial meeting or whatever came out, like
Yeah.
the reports they put out, and they have a unannounced game that's a big game in the 2K like in the realm of 2K that they're projecting to come out some point next year.
Okay.
That's going to bring in money. And I also heard that Borderlands 3 wasn't going to be announced at E3, so I'm wondering maybe if that BioShock game that we heard about
Oh yeah, maybe.
is the one that we see something on, but I don't know. I just was curious. I found that curious.
Yeah.
Maybe it is Borderlands 3. I think I saw them say that wasn't going to, that means nothing though,
Right.
but that it wasn't going to be shown.
It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Up next is Ubisoft, which is also Monday, June 11th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. I think we'll see the Division 2 here.
Yep.
Probably we'll at least get time period for the next Assassin's Creed game. I don't think it's going to come out in the fall. I think it'll come out early next year.
Did you see that they put out art for World War II Assassin's Creed?
Really? I mean, it only makes sense that they did that. The whole part in Syndicate. That was it Syndicate? They had the World War II. That was awesome. By the way,
I kind of been saying that if Assassin's Creed went to two different time periods, I'd insta-buy. One was World War II, the other was Russia.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think
like Soviet Revolutionary Russia.
That I was thinking old school Russia, but you know what? The Soviet Revolution sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, like was that the late 19? Was it like 1917 or 19? It's during World War I when that all went down.
It was the early 1900s, so that would be a sweet idea too. So yeah, maybe the next Assassin's Creed game will be one of those two, like a World War I, World War II time period. Because like I would be kind of disappointed if they went to like Japan, or China or something like that.
Right.
I'd be personally disappointed, but
yeah, I mean only because there's a lot of other games that are kind of set in that, Shogun Japan or. The Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors games are kind of already there. I want to explore stuff that's not been explored,
Well, and you know what the argument to that would be is people would say, well, we just got a World War I game, and now the game's World War II was the most saturated time period. Now it's kind of coming back. But to that, I say, could you imagine trying to make a realistic game where you're actually like dealing with like Rommel and Hitler and stuff like that, like assassinating them, but with the Assassin's Creed gameplay with like automatic guns? Like I think that would be an interesting way for them to try to design a game. I think it would kind of make them rethink Assassin's Creed a little bit, kind of like how Black Flag did.
Yeah, it would have to be smoother.
Yes.
I mean, even though Syndicate was a vast improvement over like Black Flag and Assassin's Creed 3, like they could still smooth out the gameplay so that things happen a little faster, so you can get out of the way of gunfire a little bit easier,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So I think Ubisoft, and they've talked about this, but I think they're going to reveal their own Battle Royale game. And it might be part of one of their other IPs, like it might be the Division 2, is they have a free side Battle Royale game that's the Division 2.
Yeah.
But they'll have some sort of Battle Royale. I think that's going to be the theme here. EA is probably going to try to fit the Battle Royale into one of their IPs. Call of Duty has a Battle Royale mode, so there's going to be that sort of stuff in everyone's conference, I think.
We're going to play a game, Dan.
Okay.
How many Battle Royales get announced?
It should be a drinking game, but I don't know if anyone would live through 3 days of binge drinking for a Battle Royale mode,
So we're going to predict, and I want fans who want to participate to write in and their feedback. We have some time. We have 2 weeks for people to write in what they think. I think we're going to see 5 Battle Royale games get announced.
Okay, or modes in games that we already know of.
Yep.
Okay, I like that. 5 is 5. That's a good number. But I think you're underselling it a little bit. I think it'll be more than 5.
Oh God, if it's more than 5, it's gonna be a long E3. Oh my God, this Bethesda Skyrim Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. That would actually be fun, though.
But
I
Dan.
think. Well, yeah, but it's swords and not guns, you know. Although they have
that would be different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't want to see everyone's iteration. It's like the MOBA. Everybody put out their iteration of their MOBA, and only 3, 4 have stuck around. So.
Yeah, and the only one I feel like Blizzard's like they were late to the game, and I feel like they were the only ones that could be late to the game and still have Heroes of the Storm be successful. You know.
Yeah, like if Blizzard put out a battle royale game, I think it would do well.
Yeah.
Which they kind of did a little bit with. I think they added a mode in Overwatch. It's deathmatch.
Yeah, Beardless says Ubisoft will find a way to fit Battle Royale into Ghost Recon into the Division. I totally agree. It'll be probably in one of their IPs. I think it's been rumored that Splinter Cell, the new Splinter Cell, is going to get announced from Ubisoft at this year's E3. So that could be where the Battle Royale fits in. I've got a couple predictions. I think we'll see a Far Cry spinoff, similar to Far Cry Primal, but set in a weird, maybe futuristic Far Cry, like Blood Dragon a little bit. But I think we'll see a spinoff of Far Cry 5.
That's a good call. We'll probably see something with DLC for Far Cry 5 as well.
Yeah, maybe.
If I were to guess.
I also
Do you have anything? Go ahead.
I also think they're going to announce a new Rayman game. That's hopeful and wishful thinking on my part, but I would love to see a new Rayman platformer. Was
Legends the last one?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was when the Wii U first came out.
So yeah, that was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see them definitely doing one then. Do you
Honestly,
have anything bold? Like what do they have bold?
I mean, it's tough to say. They always kind of have something that looks awesome at the end of the Ubisoft press conference, you know. That's when they announced the Division at first and the crew and other stuff like that, Watch Dogs. So they always have something awesome. So
Beardless brings up new Splinter Cell.
Yeah. Yep. That's been rumored. This is a new Splinter Cell game.
I'd be on board for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna see some Dance Dance Revolution.
Probably. That's their perennial seller.
Yeah, we'll see stuff like that. Maybe something for the Fractured Butthole DLC. Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I have for Ubisoft. Do you have anything for Ubisoft?
Nah.
No. PC Gaming Show. That's going to be also on Monday, June 11th at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. No idea what to expect out of this one. It could be anything. So I'm not even going to try to predict what we're going to see there because who knows.
Diablo 4.
Diablo 4. I don't think I think Blizzard would do that on their own time and not announce that on the PC Gaming E3 show.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's coming, but I don't think we hear about it until what's it called?
BlizzCon, yeah.
Yeah, which is in like usually late October, early November.
Oh, Beardless mentioned Beyond Good and Evil 2. I think we'll see something from Ubisoft too. That's what I'm excited to hear about because I only briefly played the first Beyond Good and Evil. I have it on Uplay, so I will play it at some point. But if I hear or see an announcement for Beyond Good and Evil 2, I'll definitely play through the first one before I play through the second one again. So Sony is at 6 p.m. Pacific on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday. We'll see some Death Stranding. That's pretty much confirmed at this point.
And here brings my thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
I am very sick of Death Stranding.
Oh, are you?
I am so tired of everybody talking about how crazy this game is. We've seen nothing from it for like 2 years at this point, and we see these dumb trailers for this game where everyone's like blown away by how weird it is, but we've seen legitimately nothing from this game that can give you any context to what it's even about.
Yeah.
I'm really honestly tired of Death Stranding.
Okay.
That's like my game that it's my Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm not even going to bother hating on that game. My Death Stranding is the new one.
Yeah. We definitely need to see some concrete details. It's been what, 2 years since they've been coasting on trailers?
Yeah, pretty much. And Beardless says I'm with you on that, Will. So I'm not alone in that. I I don't know anything about this game. It might be awesome, but like I'm really sick of having this game shoved down my throat for how cool it is when we know nothing. Anybody can make a weird abstract trailer about a game.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So we'll see stuff for Days Gone too.
Yep,
And
definitely.
Last of Us Part 2, we'll see some stuff for that one. I don't know. I'm not that interested in Days Gone. I'm interested in The Last of Us. What they're gonna do with that. So that's the obvious stuff. Bloodborne 2. Do you think we'll see Bloodborne 2?
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe. I don't know. Bloodborne came out, what, 2015?
It was a while ago.
Check.
I'm hoping for a surprise Bloodborne release on PC.
Bloodborne came out in 2015, so
Okay, so that was 3 years ago.
yeah, we could see that. Possibly. I don't know. Sony always usually does really good with exclusives and stuff like that. I'm thinking we get a release date of Valkyria Chronicles 4
Okay.
from them, because I feel like we wouldn't get it from any of the other shows, maybe PC.
Yeah.
So and I don't even know if it's coming to PC. So definitely Sony's our best bet for anything with that.
I'm pretty sure it's coming to PC. It's coming to Switch too.
Oh man.
But I feel like it's coming to Switch later than it's coming to PC and PS4.
Why do they do that?
Beerless says he doesn't think From is doing a second Bloodborne. That could have been just a one-off. I would love to see them announce that it's coming to PC. For my own selfish reasons. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where you play a lot of stuff. If it's not Switch, it's PC.
Well, that, and I want it to run in 60 frames.
That's true.
And on my ultra-wide monitor.
I forgot you're a frame rate queen.
I am absolutely a frame rate queen. Well, especially for a game like that, really needs to be played in 60 frames.
Yeah, true.
With the timing. It doesn't need to. It just makes the experience better.
It runs better, yeah.
But my bold prediction for Sony is that they're going to announce a new handheld.
God, we're on the same page.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was weird that they were talking up the Vita.
Yeah.
Saying how they're still going to continue to support it when it's been,
3
for
years
lack of a better word,
the game.
it's been dead. Yeah, for lack of a better word, it's been dead. But I think they started talking about it again, how they're still going to support it, particularly in Japan. So I think they're going to come out with. I know that it was definitely more popular in Japan, and a lot of people use it for like the graphic novels and those types of games. And then there's a lot of like good JRPGs that didn't make their way west for it. So
yeah.
It may be the type of thing where it's only going to be a like a Japan only handheld, you know. But I think they want to get in on some of the Switch's pie.
I think I think that's exactly it. They kind of saw how successful the Switch is, and they probably think they can do something along that lines.
Yeah, maybe.
Or something cool like it. It's like the same thing with the Pokemon stuff, the Final Fantasy Tactics stuff. Like, it's really weird timing that all of a sudden
they're talking about this stuff again a couple weeks before E3.
I don't know if they're messing with us.
They're slowly easing it into the subconscious so that you're like, hey, all right.
Yeah, exactly. So that was actually my exact same bold prediction. I thought that they would announce either something new or they'll do something with the Vita to bring it back, like maybe a better PS4 Vita.
Yeah, or a Vita that can play PS4 quality games at lower quality.
Yeah,
I think that would be a smart move, you know, especially with the expansion. Like, if you can tie your PS4 digital library to this device and play your PS4 games in like 720p, I think that would be huge because, you know, the Sony can coast at this point. They've won this generation's console war handily, I might add. So they can coast if they so choose.
Now, wasn't there remote play for the PlayStation and the Vita?
Yeah, but a lot of that depends on your internet connection. So, like, I know in my house, like, I have dead spots that for no rhyme or reason. Like, our kitchen has terrible wireless reception, so I pretty much can't use anything like that in the kitchen. So, yeah, that's Sony. And then last but not least, Tuesday, June 12th, Nintendo at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. We will see Smash Brothers. I think that's going to be the featured item. I think you and I are both on the same page in that it's going to be a new Smash Brothers and not just a re-release or a port of the Wii U version.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement of that. I think it's going to be a brand new Smash Brothers. I know I feel like if they were just kind of porting over a Smash Brothers game to the Switch, they wouldn't need to get the creator Sakurai involved.
Yeah.
They would just, unless it's a port with some new characters, but I don't think that's what it is.
Right. Pokemon reveal.
Oh yeah, I bet we get a release date for this year too.
Oh, okay. Like holiday.
Yeah.
All right.
I think which conference did I talk about being Bethesda? I think Nintendo is going to have an amazing conference for that reason. I think they're going to announce a ton, like Fire Emblem, Pokemon, Smash Brothers. We're going to get a lot.
Yeah. I think they'll announce the Nintendo 64 Classic that will go on sale in the fall at some point. There's been, again, we talked about this before, but it's slowly starting to sneak into the subconscious that Nintendo's filing for all these trademarks for the Nintendo 64 controller. It could be nothing, but, it's, again, sneaking into the subconscious. So
could be nothing or it could be everything.
Could be everything. Metroid Prime 4. I think we'll see something from that. I don't think that's going to come out this year. That'll probably be a next year release, maybe even early next year. But we will see something for Metroid 4. Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I think that... What else? I know I had other stuff that I was thinking. Give me a second.
Nintendo's the one I'm most excited for because that most affects me as a gamer.
I had another thought for something we might see, but now I cannot think of it. And I thought I wrote it down, but now I'm not finding it.
Yeah. And then there's my bold prediction that I talked about last week, which is the Steam Link app coming to the Nintendo Switch. Because of the insertion of the Steam Pro controller support into Steam. Nintendo Switch Pro controller into Steam. Mm-hmm. So I think we'll see Joy-Con support before too long, and that's the segue for Steam Link on the Switch. Bold prediction, but a prediction nonetheless. I think they'll announce classic games are coming to the eShop. A lot of people, I don't want to say wept, but complained a lot that there was no Virtual Console. But I think they're just scrapping the Virtual Console title, and I think you'll be able to buy classic games in the eShop. Starting soon, probably. People
react too quickly to those comments because they said they were just ending branding, but everybody jumped to the conclusion of
we can't buy classic games on the Switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes no sense if you ask me. I mean, Nintendo probably makes a killing on those. They don't really have to do anything. It's just printing money. So that will happen. Go ahead.
Yeah. So a couple other predictions, real quick. Dan, Fortnite coming to the Switch.
Yeah. Yep.
A new Fire Emblem
coming out this year.
I think I read that there was supposed to be a Fire Emblem coming out this year.
Yeah,
like a release window. I don't know if that'll end up happening, but I think we see that. I think we'll see some potential Octopath Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
I also think we get a Skyward Sword HD remake.
Oh,
that might be my bold prediction because really, like, that's the next game in line to get an HD remake. I think, they get another remake out onto the Switch because, Twilight Princess came out last and that was on the Wii U. I think it kind of makes sense to do it. I don't think it'd be that hard to do either. So that'll be my bold prediction.
Okay. I'm going to say we'll see some more Wii U ports announced, specifically Xenoblade Chronicles X. That is wishful thinking on my part, but I think that will come at some point as a port to the Switch. But I think they're going to announce a new Mario side-scroller. It'll be New Super Mario Brothers Switch.
Okay. Now, are you thinking kind of like a Mario Maker, or are you thinking...
It'll be like New Super Mario Brothers Wii and New Super Mario Brothers Wii U.
Okay.
But for the Switch. Brand new side-scroller.
Now, is that wishful thinking, or is
No, I
that
just think that's what's
what
going to
you
happen.
think what'll happen?
Yeah,
I can
because
see that.
Mario Odyssey came out last year, so the Switch needs its own Mario side scroller. Although we didn't get a there's Mario 3D World, but that was not necessarily 3D for the Wii U.
It was like a Switch perspective sort of
Yeah.
game. It went back and forth.
Yep.
Oh, I'll say also, man, with me with the remakes, I bet we're get a Sunshine remake HD.
I would love that. That game's so good.
Nintendo could virtually do no wrong in this press conference for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting Smash Brothers for the Switch, regardless. That's been announced. They could do nothing else, and I would be like, oh,
yeah,
look at this.
Yeah.
So I think they have the biggest potential.
Yeah.
Out of any of these companies right now.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And that's all I have. Do you have anything else for Nintendo?
Nothing for Nintendo. I feel like I had another one from something else that didn't fit really any of the conferences, but now I can't really remember.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll say that's it.
All right. Yeah, I don't have anything further, so we'll just jump right into Nibblebits, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. I will go first. So my first one, it was announced at PDXCon, which is ParadoxCon, that Crusader Kings 2, Europa Universalis 4, and Stellaris are all getting DLC this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. I'm really behind on my Crusader Kings 2 DLC, but at some point I will get the pack of all the DLCs that I'm missing when they go on a steep sale. So that's usually what I do.
Yep.
Yeah. And bad news for the consumer, Best Buy has canceled its Gamers Club Unlocked program. So if you are an active subscriber to that, your subscription is still valid, but you can't renew it, and you also can't sign up if you're not part of it and for a new one. So there's no more 20% off any new video game that you buy, unless you're currently an active subscriber. So
that sucks. I think Eric was subscribed to that, correct?
Yeah, I was too for a little while.
Oh, that's right, you were.
So I mean, at least for now, Amazon Prime still has the 20% off discount for most new games within 2 weeks of its release. So that's where we've been getting and probably will continue to get our physical copies.
That's cheaper than Steam, right? Doesn't Steam do the 10%?
It depends. Sometimes Greenman Gaming usually has good sales, and if it's the right game, you can get 30 or 35% off new games if you time it right.
I feel like
watch.
Developers for these games are kind of getting screwed because games are getting more and more expensive to make, but I mean now you can get new games for like $45, $50.
Yeah. Yeah, I think part of it, well, a lot of it is that they're also selling a lot more copies than they used to back in the day, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I think games have a longer lifespan too, because you can, especially, in Steam, you don't have to worry about not being able to play the games. As long as you have a computer, you have your Steam games, you can boot them up whenever you want. So people are more willing to plop down money on games that they may never play, like me. With a 400 some odd game Steam library. So
that is true.
Who knows? My next little bit, it's looking like To the Moon is going to become an animated film. The creator Kan Gao has said that there is an adaptation in the works that has significant funding from a Chinese movie studio. So
beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm glad they went the animation route too. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the good route, because I feel like it could be super corny with actors.
Yeah.
And it might kind of disparage the quality of the game. So I think the animated route was a good move for him.
Yep. Apparently, Kan Gao is in full control of all the writing and directing and all that stuff too. So at least you'll know it'll remain true to his vision for the game.
Yep.
So.
You know what? I still gotta play the follow-up, Finding Paradise.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet either.
It's kind of amazing none of us have.
Well, it's really just how sad do I want to be when I play it,
I'll have to do it late night some night when I'm feeling sad, kind of like what you're...
Yeah, when you're feeling a little melancholy, you can just add fuel to the fire.
Really just depress yourself out for a bit.
Yep. Have a good cry. Chop up some onions. And then my last one, Battlefield 5, we talked about, was announced for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's going to be World War II, set in World War II, and it's coming out October 19th. But the interesting thing about that is there's going to be no DLC Premium Pass. Once you buy the game, any updates you are free for anyone who bought the game. And they will only sell like his cosmetic items in the shop. So that's good on EA for that. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
in the right direction.
Makes me a little worried, like what, like mischievous stuff they have up their sleeves.
Yeah, who knows?
That's too good to be true. This actually brings me to another thing I want to talk about, Dan. I need you to help me get my PC up and running to be able to play this game on PC.
Which one?
Battlefield 5.
You're fine.
Like I actually want it to be running like well. Like I want to upgrade my PC at some point because I want to do it for Final Fantasy 15 and stuff. Like I want this to be.
Well, graphics cards are cheaper
fine.
now.
Well, how much do I need to even upgrade my graphics card? Do I need to even? Because I know the big thing's processor.
No.
Or not processor. What is it I need then?
Graphics card. That's 90% of your workload for your computer.
I thought you told me my computer was too old to be able to do any of this.
No, you could probably do with a RAM upgrade, but really at this point it's not worth it to spend. It's like $150 for 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. So you're better off saving up and upgrading your processor, motherboard, and RAM all at the same time than just getting old RAM to put in your computer. But really, like the graphics card does the heavy lifting for gaming. You might get a little bit of slowdown from your older processor and RAM, but not as much as you'd think. It's
why does Final Fantasy 15 run like hot garbage?
That's a game that might be more dependent on process. I think that's a RAM dependent game if I remember correctly.
Gotcha. Well, I want to future-proof this thing. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, your graphics card is the most important thing in gaming, but especially like I think you have a GTX 970, which you might be able to sell on like eBay or something to fund a new card.
Yeah, I mean, how much do those go for now?
A GTX 970?
Yeah,
you could probably sell yours for 150, 180, maybe more.
Okay. And how much? What card would you? I mean, this is far off track, but what card would you recommend to get now?
I would get a 6 gigabyte 1060, probably, if you can afford one, a 1070. 8 gigabyte 1070.
And how much do those usually run?
6 gigabyte 1060 is probably close to 300.
Oh, okay.
If you find a right deal. The 1070 would be better for future proofing. It's close to 400, maybe a little over 400.
Okay.
Processor, RAM, motherboard, you're looking at what's 300, 450 probably.
So
550.
So I'm looking at about close to $1,000.
If you wanted to upgrade everything.
I think I will need a new case, correct?
No.
Man, I'm all off because I could have sworn we said that if I needed to do any more big upgrades, I would need a new case.
No, as long as your form factor for your motherboard is the same as your case. I think your case accepts multiple form factors too, so most of them do. Like I know mine takes ATX and micro ATX motherboards.
Okay. All right.
So we just make sure it's the same form factor.
Okay.
As the one you have. I think your motherboard is a micro ATX.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
Well, this summer we'll
look into it.
We'll figure this all out because I kind of want to do it. I just gotta pay off school first. Then I'll be able to do it. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to go all out, you could get one of the new i9 processors for $1,000.
Well, I also kind of want to be
of RAM.
like do editing stuff because I'm going to be editing podcasts, doing stuff like that. So
That's once I started doing the stuff for rated G games, that's when I realized my computer probably is getting a bit long in the tooth, because I can only do 720p 60 frames video editing. Anything higher either takes forever, doesn't come out good because my processor and RAM are too slow and old. So
okay, so I would need to get a 9.9 for that, or i7.
No, a modern i5 or i7 processor is going to be a lot faster than. I think you probably have the same processor I do, which is the i7 2600, which came out in 2011. So
wow,
yeah.
Okay, 7 years ago.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it's amazing that it's held up. Like, I still play modern games on my computer with my GTX 970. You know.
Yeah. I'm able to play everything fine for the most part.
Yeah. And that's with 8 gigabytes of RAM too, which, you know, everything's starting to move to the 12 gigabyte range, 8 to 12 gigabyte range.
So really, that's the slow up.
That's for Final Fantasy. I feel like that was a very RAM heavy game.
Okay. Because I was really excited to play it on PC, and I never really got a chance to play it because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it ran pretty well for me. I had to lower graphic settings fairly significantly, though. Which is fine, as long as I get a smooth frame rate. I'm okay with lowering graphic settings.
See, where you're a frame rate queen, I'm very much a graphic queen. When I have a PC game, I want to run this thing like at its best, because it's not a console, so it's, you know, I'm not dropping quality for you know, for the consoles not being able to handle it.
Yeah, you really should look into ultra wide monitor too if you want to get, because I freaking love my ultra wide monitor. Everything just looks so much better on it than on a standard 1080p monitor.
I would need two then.
Why? Well, you can keep your other. Like I have my main monitor is a ultra wide, and then I have a normal 1080p monitor over here.
Ooh, these are like $300.
It depends. It depends on the monitor. My LG that I got it's a small one. It's only a 25-inch, but I think it was like 150.
Yeah, I see the one that you bought. It was the LG 25-inch, 29 or 21.9 ultra wide IPS monitor with screen split.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I would probably go bigger than 25. I would go 29 if you can, 34 ideally, but the 25 it's good enough. I sit really close too, so that helps.
So, question for you then: this 27 is 439, and then the 29 is 255.
It depends what features are on the monitor. Like that one might have like G-Sync or AMD FreeSync or.
Yeah, you're right. FreeSync.
Yeah.
What's FreeSync?
FreeSync that's you know what G-Sync is, right?
Nope.
Okay, so G-Sync is NVIDIA technology that syncs up your monitor's frame rate with the frame rate for the game that's coming out of the graphics card. So you're not getting repeated frames, so the action is always smooth.
Okay.
Because when you're getting the choppiness, like when you're playing a 30 frame per second game on a console, you're getting the choppiness because the TV is running at 60 frames per second. So you're getting 2 frames, then 2 frames of the next piece of action, then 2 frames of the next piece of action. This makes it so those two things sync up. So it's always showing 1 frame at a time of the action, so you don't get as much stuttering. That's G-Sync. So AMD's FreeSync is the same thing, but it's AMD's version of it.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense to me then. How important is that? Is it important?
Yeah, I mean, people who I've never seen it in action, but people who play games on G-Sync monitors say they'll never go back to the way it was before. I use V-Sync, which synchronizes, so I can only run games at 60 frames per second, and it like kind of locks down on that. But that introduces input lag usually, so you got to be careful about that. Okay.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can afford it, I'd definitely go the G-Sync route.
I think I'm gonna go like big with this upgrade.
Yeah.
Treat myself.
Yeah.
So, I'll be definitely using you a lot for this.
Yeah, let me know. That's my wheelhouse there. So.
Because I want to get like speakers for this computer, because I've never had speakers. I've only ever used the monitor ones, and sometimes like it's too quiet sometimes.
You should just get a good headset.
Well, here's the
Oh,
thing.
playing music. You like to play music on it, right?
Yeah, and I watched Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super
Oh,
on
gotcha.
here. Because like it's airing right now. So like every week I'll watch a new episode. And I hate having to have headphones on for
Yep.
especially like these over the ear ones for longer than 3 hours when I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, because your ears get sweaty.
Yeah, they get sweaty. I get headaches because it squeezes my head, stuff like that. So I like to have speakers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a weird little thing that a quirk of mine.
No, I get it. I get it.
Well, that's it for the PC gaming segment of the.
Yeah, where were we even? Do you have any nibble bits?
I do actually. I do have a lot of nibble bits.
Okay.
We'll start with Sunset Overdrive for PC. Pops up in a Korean ratings board.
Oh.
I like the Destructoid header to this is Punk's Not Dead.
Nice.
So we're all. Did you play Sunset Overdrive?
No. I was waiting.
You would love it.
I was waiting for a PC release for it.
You know what? Maybe Microsoft's big thing, if they don't announce a new console, is that all of their games are going to be pushed to PC.
Yeah.
Because that just makes sense for them to do.
Yeah. Because that way you'll at least sell lots of copies of more copies of your games. If they could put them on Steam, I would be a very happy camper.
Yeah.
Instead of having them on the Windows thing.
I don't think I own this game anymore. I'd be willing to even get it again on PC just to play it again. Speaking of Far Cry 5 DLC, well, the first piece of DLC actually got announced.
Okay.
It's actually going to be called Hours of Darkness, and it actually follows one of the allies in the game, Redler, who apparently is a Vietnam vet.
Huh.
So this DLC actually takes place in Vietnam. So you're like a the way they worded it is you ditch the culty backwoods of Montana for the Agent Orange ravaged jungles of Vietnam.
Oh, weird.
So you're going to take over that character, Wendell Redler, save prisoners of war, and goes to guerrilla fight the Viet Cong.
Huh.
And the header image looks really cool. So
Interesting.
it'll be $12, and it is coming out June 5th.
Nice.
So we might see a little bit of that at E3. Some more gameplay.
Yeah, I would think so.
Next, the Banner Saga 2 is hitting the Nintendo Switch early in June 7th. Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Did you play Banner Saga 2?
I didn't play 2. I played 1 and really liked it. They're apparently releasing all 2 games because Banner Saga 3 will be on the Nintendo Switch. So they're supposedly putting both of them on. I will play through them again if they both come to the Switch before, which seems like they're going to.
Yeah, the third one's coming out July 26th.
Yeah.
So just enough time to play all of them, really, like right before, leading up.
Yeah.
Next, Pokemon Go is getting the Alolan forms of the Gen 1 Pokemon this summer. Really smart move by them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's something small that they can put into the game, but it's not a new gen, really. It's just newer versions of old Pokemon. And there's not too many of them, so it's something they can put in, and you can just catch and, mess around with. Some of my favorite iterations of the Gen 1 Pokemon are actually the Alolan forms. The Marowak is awesome looking. It's a dark fire type as opposed to a ground. I think it looks awesome. Raichu, I'm a huge Alolan Raichu fan. I think it's a super strong Pokemon. I loved using it in the games. So it'll be really cool. You'll see, Meowth and Persian. Persian's dumb, derpy face. I don't know if you know what that looks like.
Not in the new version.
It's pretty funny. It's of course the one everybody's picking out and making fun of, but
Sure.
I'm pumped for that move. I think it's awesome. I'm excited to see. I mean, Vulpix is an ice Pokemon. Like, that's super cool. Sandshrew is also an ice Pokemon. I think there's gonna be pretty cool to see all of these.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. And I think my last one, the biggest news of all, Fuse, Zamasu, and Vegito are heading to Dragon Ball FighterZ May 31st.
Nice.
So I'm on board immediately. I love me some Zamasu. Who doesn't love Vegito, especially with blue hair?
Yeah.
And
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm gonna pretend like I do. I will watch them at some point.
You probably never. Well, just to let you know, I bought another I've been hemorrhaging money.
Okay.
So I bought another set of the Kai. I bought part 4.
Uh-huh.
So I only have 3 parts left. So
Very
I'll have
nice.
them all soon. I know you won't watch them for a bit, but when you want to, I will have all of them.
Cool.
And Vegeta is just Goku and Vegeta fused.
Oh.
That's part of the Z anime lore.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Very nice.
that wraps up my nibble bits for me. I actually had a lot this week.
Okay. How was your week?
Good. I finished school.
Nice.
Passed everything.
All right.
I think I passed everything. I think I'm good. But I was super pumped to be done. I was pretty done with school. I hit the point where I was like, I don't care. Just want to get done.
Yeah.
So I started my internship at work too. That's another thing that I've been doing. I'll be working 40 hours a ton this summer, which is fine with me. I kind of like it.
Money.
It's going to keep... Exactly. That's why I'm going to have the money to do all the stuff that I want to do. So I'm pretty pumped to be doing that. I love the manager that I'm working with.
Good.
So it's going to be fun. I'm going to pretty much be running the seafood department apparently this summer.
Nice.
So I'm really, really excited to be doing that. Yeah, that's really it for me.
Okay. For me, I don't have too much to talk about. First, me and Will recorded a pond hockey last night, so that's up if you're interested. We did it immediately after the end of Game 7 between the Bolts and the Capitals. Sorry, Reefer. Again, I know we apologized during pond hockey, but I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain. So yeah, that's up if you want to listen to that on our thoughts on the Vegas Golden Knights and what a surprise team they are. Also, I don't know when this is going to happen, but probably soon. The wife agreed to do a video series with me that we're going to put on the Thumbstick Athletes YouTube, but I also want to eventually have it on Twitch. But I'm going to sit with her and have her play games that are out of her comfort zone, I guess, for lack of a better term. She's mostly plays like platformers and puzzle games. So I'm going to have her play some other things, and I'll coach her through it. And yeah, I'm hoping to start that within the next week or so. But stay tuned for that stuff. I'll be posting on our social media when that goes live.
YouTube?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. If people want, we'll maybe live stream it too, and then put it on YouTube. We'll have to see. Figure out all the logistics of that. I'm actually in the process of figuring out how to get a green screen in here. I could buy one, but if I could not buy one and save money, I'm gonna go that route. I actually have lime green paint that I might try to paint something to put behind us. So there's less like fluff, on the camera, like all the background, so we can just be like in the game. And for when I stream too, after an episode, I think that'll make it look a little nicer if just I'm there and not, like I said, all the background that doesn't need to be there necessarily.
Do you know what game you and her are going to start with?
I'm going to actually probably surprise her with the game, so I'm not going to mention. I have a list of a bunch of games that I want to show her. It's all stuff we've talked about,
Okay.
So
stuff that she might be interested in.
Maybe not so much that, but stuff that I want her to like, I guess, games that I love. That I want to show her, because she's seen me play some of them, but it's different to actually play some of these games yourself, And like I said, it'll be out of her comfort zone, that stuff that she, hasn't played in the past really, or small doses of,
Yeah.
So someday, like I said, within the next week, I hope to have the first episode of that. I'm gonna do it in episodic format. It'll probably be about an hour, maybe hour at a time. Maybe we'll continue some games if she ends up really liking them.
Good call, Dan. I like that idea.
Yeah, it should be fun.
You got to keep it going. Because Corey and I, every time we started a playthrough of something, we never really got around to finishing it.
Yeah, no, that happens. I mean, I'm surprised that I've been able to keep Rated G games going so long. I've done a video every day for over 2 months now. I took a weekend off a couple weeks ago, but I've still put up a video every day. So
good work, Dan.
Kept that going. Yeah. That's all I have. Right? Yeah, okay. Let's get into what we played, shall we?
Let's do it.
Will, let's hear it. What do you got?
So, been playing Hyrule Warriors, the Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch.
Uh-huh.
Love it.
Okay.
It's really good. Not very far. I've only done 3 battles. I just got to the point where you meet Lana.
Mm-hmm.
You meet her, and then I got the battle. I'm at the battle now where you unlock her. But what's crazy is all of the DLCs in the game. So, like, battles that are early on in the game, there's, like, the spin-off battles, like, right about, like, how you can go up on the map.
Yep.
Instead of going in a straight line. Where you do, like, these side battles. And, like, I noticed Linkle is one of the playable characters early on.
Which is female Link.
Yeah, female Link. So, like, once I do that battle, I unlock her and can use her in the story.
Cool.
So, like, that's a cool little thing in the game that I can use to, like, play more characters early in the game. So that's a really cool thing. It runs really well. I'm having a blast with it.
Answer me this.
Yes.
Is it or is it not better as a Warriors game than Fire Emblem was?
You know what? Fire Emblem should be a better Warriors game, but it isn't compared to Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors is a fantastic game.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about it when we played Hyrule or Fire Emblem Warriors, but I just feel like they implemented the Legend of Zelda elements into the Warriors formula better in Hyrule Warriors than they did the Fire Emblem elements into the Warriors formula.
Yeah, you're right. I'm 100% in agreement with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're both good games, but I definitely think Hyrule Warriors is just a better version of the Warriors, Nintendo franchise and the Warriors style game.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a better game than Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. As somebody who's beaten it, Dan, do you play as Dark Link at all?
I don't think Dark Link was in it when I played it.
Okay. I was curious.
It was a long time ago. Actually, I still technically have it. So that was one of the few games I bought digitally on the Wii U. I shouldn't say one of the few digital games, but it was one of the few like full on like Wii U console games that I bought digitally. So it was still there when we got our Wii U again, so I can just download it and play it anytime.
Okay.
Which I may. Who knows?
You should. Actually, I didn't buy a physical copy. I was gonna say you can play my copy on the Switch, but I forgot I went digital because I was impatient.
Yeah, well, that happens.
Other than that, I haven't played anything. I'm just getting ready now to start being able to play games again, so I'm really excited. We're actually gonna be playing Fortnite tonight after the episode.
Fork Knife.
Dan and I are not Fork Knife proponents.
No, I mean I'm not anti Fork Knife, but I've never played it, so be prepared to just be embarrassed for me.
Be underwhelmed.
Underwhelmed, yeah. Underwhelmed is a good way to put it. I'm really hoping Eric can play because he's at least played it before and can kind of guide us. Corey wants to play too. I'm not sure. We don't have any feedback as of now, so we're probably going to be done soon. So I'm hoping those guys can join us so we can get a 4-man squad. We also had some people on our Facebook offer to join us, so we may be tapping into those people. Billy being one of them, who I know. He's a great video gamer, so I know he's played quite a bit, so he could guide us too if we need it.
Yeah, definitely.
As for what I played, so I started playing Mario Kart 8 again. Again, it's for rated G games. I'm working on trying to get my Mario Kart 8 score up to 10,000. Which is going to take a while, because at least the first 2 episodes I went up about 100 points each episode, so it's usually like 5 or 6 races. So the first race back I ended up winning, which I was surprised because I haven't played Mario Kart online in probably 6 months. I want to say the last time was when I did Extra Life. It was the last time I played online. I played with my kids a little bit, but it's not the same.
Yeah, no.
So, because we usually play with them on 50cc, and I'm playing 150cc mirror mode, sometimes the occasional 200cc maps. So, I've done pretty well so far. I've only had 2 races where I was minus points. out of probably 12 or 15 races. So I've done pretty well so far. That game's amazing still. Like I said, too, once I switched over, because I was having connectivity issues, but once I switched over to my 5 gigahertz network, that cleared all my ALs for connectivity issues for the Switch. So that's great stuff. Still playing more Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I'm in the 3rd world. I just beat the mid boss in the 3rd world. Probably, I would say the final boss in World 3, Spooky Trails, is one of my favorite bosses in gaming. It's super interesting, and Will just hung up, so I'm gonna try to call him back. Yeah, he's a fantastic boss. Just the I don't know, the song he sings, and it's just super interesting. So, Will's internet actually probably went out, so I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. Hey, what's up, Jake? Yeah, we're taking a quick break here. Will's internet went down, and that's been happening a ton to me. It happened like 3 or 4 times today. I wish we could sue Spectrum in a what am I, class action lawsuit for how frequently the internet drops out. It's ridiculous. I'm glad you sent in feedback, Jake. As far as I know, you're the only one so far. So that means you will win the game giveaway. So that's awesome. And I hope you're going to stay tuned for me and Will playing some Fork Knife. Will just texted me. All right. I'm looking forward to when they do cross-platform, because then I know it'll be easier for Eric to play. Because I know he prefers Xbox to playing on PlayStation or PC rather. All right, I'm gonna check feedback real quick. So I said, Jake, I think yours is the only one thus far. Yep.
Hello.
Hey.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I was telling Jake that my internet's gone out probably 3 or 4 times earlier today.
So it's so annoying. I don't know what the issue is. I shouldn't complain because there was that week-long stretch where I had no internet.
Yeah.
But it's just annoying.
It is very annoying. Eric's baby's good. He's getting big. Eric said he's starting to eat like food now, and that he loves everything, just like his daddy. So that's always a good thing. I know none of my kids for the most part had a bunch of foods that they hated, and they would only eat a couple things. The twins were a little bit better with that, but my older two liked like 3 different foods, and that's all we could feed them for a while. Well, my daughter had food allergies too, so that didn't help things. All right, shall we get restarted?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 357 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. Will is back after his internet dropped out. We're getting tired of this.
Yeah.
Because it happens way more frequently than it should. It's getting ridiculous. So, who knows?
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating because there's legitimately no reason for it to go down like every single day at the same times.
Yeah.
But what do I know? Apparently that's fine. Piece of garbage.
Yeah. Mine will go out for like 5 minutes at a time, and it's just enough to stop whatever video my kids are watching.
Which annoys them.
And then it annoys them, and they come yell at me because their videos aren't working. whatever they happen to be watching. Lately, there's been a lot. I don't know if you're familiar with Zach Scott Games, Will.
No, I am
That's
not.
that's what they've been watching a lot of. He does a lot of Nintendo videos. So they've been watching Paper Mario Color Splash, which we actually just got for the Wii U. So I'm going to be playing that at some point too. But yeah, he's actually pretty good. He's pretty entertaining, so I'm okay with my kids watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps it clean generally, which is also good.
Which is good, yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I played is more Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Not as much. The wife and I have been watching Game of Thrones again, so it cuts into our gaming time together.
Mm-hmm.
It's really embarrassing how much Game of Thrones we watch. We pretty much just start over again once we finish it up.
We all have that show where we just, keep rewatching.
Yeah, we watch a few episodes of The Office before bed or Futurama, like as we're going to sleep. But we actually sit and watch Game of Thrones repeatedly.
As I said, nothing wrong with that. We all have that show. I rewatch Dragon Ball Z all the time.
Yeah, the only problem is we have to keep paying for HBO Now, so we're eventually going to get the Blu-ray and digital HD seasons 1 through 7. It's like $135 on Amazon, but to not have to pay for the HBO thing repeatedly, it'll save us money.
Why is Blu-ray so much more expensive?
I'm not sure. Probably because that's what people are buying right now. But it comes with digital copies of all the things too, so we can put them on like Google Play or Amazon Prime Video or whatever, which is nice.
Well, you'd think that most people would be streaming now, and Blu-rays would be kind of on the cheap end.
Yeah.
But
I know I prefer to stream things, but I like to have the physical copy because those times when your freaking internet goes out, you
won't be interrupted.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's all I played. We can get into feedback. I think we have a winner chicken dinner.
Ooh, who is it?
Idaho Jake has our only piece of feedback. So unless we get a piece before I finish Jake's feedback, he will win the game giveaway for today. So he says, "Hey guys, I'm excited for Rage 2. My oldest graduates on Saturday, and June 5th gets shipped off to Missouri for basic training. Now that almost all the cats are out of the bags, not sure if I'm excited for E3. Also, when are you guys going to do your E3 predictions?" That was this week's episode. Now for Idaho Jake's This Day in Gaming History. Cows and Moos was released on the Wang 2020 in 1975. I have no idea what that is, but I'm going to look it up, because that sounds hilarious. 1995, Sid Meier's Colonization came out on Windows. 2000, 3 months after releasing Thief 2, Looking Glass shut its doors despite the fact that Thief 2 was number 1 on most sales charts. 2004, Mario vs. Donkey Kong came out on Game Boy Advance. Dirt 3, released on PS3 and Xbox 360 in 2011. Skylanders Giants Chill Lightcore released on all systems in 2016. Torchlight 2 and Seduce Me 2, The Demon War was released on all computer systems. One more thing, my son, after all his training, wants a gaming PC, so I'll get a hold of Dan and maybe he can build him one. Thanks, guys, and have a good night.
Dan's the master of building PCs, so.
I am. The Wang is Wang 2200. We've got to look that up.
My kind of console.
I'm a little worried of what's going to come up, though. I'm going to not do it on camera, just because I don't want something weird to come up and get us banned from Twitch for having lewd content. I'm also excited for Rage 2. I really enjoyed Rage. I know it came out and was not reviewed well because a lot of people thought it was going to be Fallout-like, but it wasn't. It was a first-person shooter that had some like weapon crafting, and then it had the big driving part of it, which I thought was awesome. The only thing I didn't like about it was the janky death animations when you shot up a couple guys. That was a little weird.
There were a lot of those, yeah. The weird like ragdoll effects and stuff like that.
Yeah, just the way they collapsed, it just didn't look real at all. It looked very scripted and not scripted well, not animated well. So, basic training. That's terrifying. just because of all the physical stuff. I never think I would have made it through basic training when I was in my best shape as a teenager. Just not built for that sort of thing.
No, if I'm forced into physical activity, I immediately reject it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as gaming PC, I'd be happy to build them one. But really, I feel like the way to go now is with a gaming laptop. Not to steer them away from having me build them one, but gaming laptops have full-on GPUs now, which is awesome. And I know, as a soldier, he's probably going to be doing some moving around, so that's something that's easier to take with them. But yeah, I mean, let me know if and when you decide to hook them up with one. I'd be happy to, steer you in the right direction. So, yeah, that's everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Jake wins.
Jake wins. Right. Game giveaway.
Congrats, Jake. Let me bring up Evernote here. Did we end up fixing the list by any chance?
No. Oh, we did get another feedback.
Oh, late submission. At the buzzer.
Late submission. It is in at the buzzer. So this is from Cameron, who says, so sorry, Jake, you're not quite the winner just yet, because this did get in 6 minutes ago. So it says, Thumbstick Athletes, a quick one for tonight as I am at work. Fortnite is my jam now. It is a perfect fit for my life right now. It seems like I am working more evening shifts where I get home at midnight and can squeeze in a couple rounds before I go to bed. The other times at the end of an evening, the woman wants to do things or watch a movie, so it seems like, again, if I'm going to get any gaming, it is 30 minutes with other things going on. This is where the game shines, as there is no plot, character development, or continuation from round to round. I still have not spent a dime, and I really don't care what my character looks like, so free-to-play is perfect. And the new mode, 50 versus 50 teams, is so much fun. Big forts, big battles, and actual flanking, something the other modes seem to lack. Where I can use the ground to flank and hit hard from the sides on enemies who thought they were covered from fire. Most recently, I had a team loss where I killed 5 enemies in one game. It was my best round ever, and I'm not likely to repeat, but I was just in the zone and moving and shooting. The best part for me is the tension after knocking an enemy down and as they try to crawl to cover to decide whether to finish them off and risk your own life doing so. Next, my woman's brother came to visit, and he is a PS4 guy, and we bonded over a reinstalled Star Wars Battlefront 2. We had a great time trading off with each death, and he had a chuckle that each time I start a game in the chat, I say, TLJ. The Last Jedi was a terrible movie. Now, this is a statement I believe, but it's fun to sit back and watch the arguments that start on both sides in response to that little sentence. And I believe it was the Dalai Lama who said, the art of trolling is not arguing with people, it's getting people to argue with each other. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is on the gaming front. But big news in my area, Grand Forks, British Columbia, was that we experienced a 100-year flood. A couple hundred homes were destroyed along with many of the businesses in our old downtown. Several of my coworkers lost their homes, and one has a house that was 100 feet from the river at the start of the week and is now hanging over the ledge about to fall in. Wow. So for about 7 days, there was a flurry of activity as I would spend days off work or evening sandbagging. By far the most intense night was at the peak of the water when I was helping bag and bail downtown businesses at about 1 a.m. The water down in the downtown was a few inches above my knees, and I'm 6'1". While walking to the entrance, the street had a current to it, and items from homes were bobbing their way past you to get swept away. Our house was high and dry, so we were unaffected except for losing my front license plate when I tried to drive to work on a flooded road. The river that ran beside the road was rising, and as I drove, the water was pouring over the hood of my poor little Prius. When I made it to a dry patch, I saw ahead of me was even deeper, so I had to turn around and head back. And when I powered through again, at some point my bumper cover was pulled half off the car and the license plate was lost to the river.
Jeez, that's crazy.
All in all, it was a stupid thing to do with a hybrid car, but it seems okay now. There was one very attractive thing about the whole event, and that's how it reminded me of war. There was the same sense of purpose, mission, and duty to help. That for that brief couple of days, all the bullshit in life did not matter, and everyone was just fighting the flood, and that was all that mattered. Strangers worked side by side to help anyone in need, and people who were not at risk helped those that were. And perversely, the fact that people were losing everything made the stakes high and made it a meaningful experience. Anyway, guys, enjoy Fortnite tonight. I'm stuck at work, would love to join. And I eagerly await PayPal. All right. That's crazy, man. As we regularly experience flooding here where we live, it's been okay the past couple years, but we had 2 really bad floods in the mid 2000s, and then what was it? There was a flood after we had started the podcast because you had to go home in it after Dad picked you up.
Yeah,
that was a bad one.
2011.
Okay,
yeah,
was the other one 2006, 2007?
I think so. Yeah,
we had really bad flooding, and that actually it flooded our apartment bad enough that my wife and my cousin both had their cars ruined. I don't know if I ever told this story. I probably told the story on the podcast, but laziness was the only thing that ended up saving my car from also getting flooded. So we
parked where you weren't supposed to.
Yeah. So what happened was the night before I had gotten groceries, and we were supposed to park in this lower lot, like behind the building, because our apartment was above a business, and the people going in and out of the business were supposed to park there. But I had an armload of groceries, and I was like, I'm not walking up 2 flights of stairs. I'm just going to park in the upper parking lot. It's only for a few hours. It's not a big deal. So I did that. And then we lived, I lived in one apartment. My sister lived in another, but my Corey and our cousin Chris, who has been on this podcast, were living in the one right next door. So we would commute to work together because we all work together. And I was going to pull my car out of the upper lot into the lower lot, and there was a big puddle in the entrance of it. And I was like, I'll just drive my car to work rather than parking it down here and driving through this puddle. And then when we got home from work that day, everything was all flooded. So
I was too young to remember any of that.
Were you too young? It was a while ago, I guess, now that I think about it.
I mean, I was probably like 10, but like...
What year was it? 2000. It was 2006.
Okay, so I was like 10, 11. So
yeah,
I just had no context for it, really.
Yeah. It was crazy times. We actually had to leave our apartment it was like a week. We couldn't be there because of the power and the danger and all that stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So fun times. So I'm glad to hear you were not affected, really, though, other than losing your license plate.
Yeah.
But yeah, those events do have a weird way of like bringing people together. You don't want to see people come together because of something like that, because that negatively affected a lot of people. But it's nice to see that is what happens in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes people need that though to kind of forget about.
Yeah, all their stupid petty arguments that they have with each other
that don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yep. Okay, so let's do the game giveaway. Thanks, Cameron. I will let you know when I get PayPal set up. We're still working on a whole new. I started using a new thing to stream. It's called OBS Streamlabs, and that's how I got the subscription thing set up, and I'll get the donation thing set up through there. It all runs through there, so I will let you know when if I get set up, but when I get it set up, because he wants to fund a beer and pizza episode, or in Will's case, a soda and pizza episode.
Oh yeah.
So I'll try to get at least 3 of the 4 athletes on for that episode too. I can't promise I'll get everyone on, but
no, not those 2.
Yeah, they're hard to track down.
They really are. Okay. So game giveaway time. 1 and 2, and generate numero uno.
Jake. So Jake is the winner.
Jake ends up winning. Okay, so we did this. This was janky last time.
Is it janky again? It probably still is.
Yeah. Okay. So 76 plus 98. 174. So 1 through 174.
Mm-hmm. What was the first number? 76.
Yeah.
Okay.
So generate. Number 71 is the first game. And that is Mass Effect 2.
Oh, okay. Probably Jake already has that.
Fantastic game, yeah, probably. Jake. Mass Effect 2 is the first one.
Jake
Boom.
might be able to pick live too.
It's true. He is here. 113.
So 76 or 113 minus 76.
Correct.
37.
And that is Sanctum, the collection.
Okay. Wait. 130. No, that's not right, is it?
Did you do it on a calculator?
It was game 113, right?
Yeah, minus 76.
So it'd be... Why did I minus 36? You got 113, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be 37 plus 76. Right?
You take...
So it'd be... Oh, 113. It is 113.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I so confused here? I can't do numbers. You rolled a 113.
So roll a 113, you subtract 76 from that. Wait.
No, you would want to add... So it would be game 37 on the second list is what it would be. 37.
Which is Sanctum of the Collection.
Okay, so we did have it right. So why are we confusing ourselves here?
I don't know. You confused me there.
Oh, man. It's been a long day. Thursdays are very long days.
Well, get ready, Dan.
Okay.
163 is the next one.
Okay, so 163. Whoops, that's one. Okay, 163. Dang it. 163 minus 76. So it's game 87 on the second list. That's how it works.
And that is Sam and Max's Devil's Playhouse.
Okay. I had it right the first time.
There's that one. Oh boy, 147.
147 minus 76. 71.
English country tune.
Okay, that's come up a few times.
This has kept coming up before. And last but not least, 157.
157 minus 76 is 81 on the second list.
Telltale Games Pack.
Okay.
Which, not sure what that entails, but it entails something.
Yeah, some of the probably older Telltale games.
Okay, Jake, your games are Mass Effect 2, Sanctum, the Collection, Sam & Max Devil's Playhouse, English Country Tune, Telltale Games Pack.
Huh?
I'm partial to the English Country Tune.
I'm interested in what that is, even.
Probably awesome.
No doubt awesome. Okay. Any other thoughts?
I got nothing, Dan.
Okay, we're going to get ready to play Fortnite. I don't know if you want to text the guys while I finish up here. Let them know we're starting soon. So next week's episode, I'm not sure what we're going to be covering. Maybe Battletech.
Yeah, that could be.
Is maybe Detroit? If you and Eric play Detroit.
I want Detroit, but I don't know when I'm going to get it.
Okay.
Unless Eric is just like, says to me he wants to split it.
Right. Okay.
That would be my best way of getting it, but as of right now, probably not.
Okay. I also thought maybe doing Dauntless, which that's the Monster Hunter clone type of game for PC. So maybe we'll do that too. Those are a few options. So, yeah. As of anyway, so yeah, if you want to help out the podcast and you don't want to spend any money, and if you're a member of Amazon Prime, they do a thing called Twitch Prime, and you can subscribe to our channel through Twitch Prime, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's a benefit for Amazon Prime users to have a free subscription. So if you want to support the podcast and don't want to spend a dime, which is the way to do it, you can do that. As I said, we're going to be streaming more. I'm starting a video series with the wife. We're trying to get more content on our various forms of places we can put content, I guess. So I will also be I've been putting our episodes on YouTube, and I'm also going to put our Fortnite stream on YouTube. So if you don't catch that live, you can watch my embarrassing Fortnite play later. So
you're going to see some bad Fortnite tonight,
yes,
people.
you are. temper your expectations, okay? Just temper them. So that'll do it for episode 357 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Will.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.